Do you think those kids are in the woods?
From everything I've seen, yes.
That was Amy Hansen talking to Kayla Hounsell from the CBC on an interview in the area of Lansdowne Station around June 20th. Okay, we're talking about the big blue square. The big blue square is a search grid beside the pipeline trail, and I'm talking about over here. This is big blue square. And this red circle line in the center of the screen there, that bisects that. And it's only rough, as in that circle is drawn just rough, and it is the 2 kilometer circle for the search grid. So the big blue square, it's roughly 250 meters by 250 meters. And it's along that pipeline trail, the north side of the pipeline trail. And it's in, as far as I can tell, it's roughly in the position where the boot prints were found. So we're going to explore that and just try and find out, is there anything there or any hazards in that area that could have possibly caused the children to stay there. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, from the children's house, that red circle was roughly the 2 kilometer mark. That's where that big blue square grid is. So we'll go out to the Lansdowne Road, and there's where the pink blanket was found, in that gateway on a tree. And here we have the pipeline, and we're looking for 2K. That's just over 2K, and it's roughly where the square is, the big blue square. Let's bring it back to 2K. Okay, close enough to 2K. On the edge of that, the triangular, the V section of trail, just here. That's what we're using as our reference to look at this big blue square. Okay, we'll continue on from there. Okay, the furthest edge of the square just happens to be the very, very similar distance to this. That's what we're using. So, okay. We're going to go with 1200. Okay, out along the pipeline trail from the Lansdowne Road, 1200 meters is the furthest edge of that square, according to that drawn grid map. Okay, we'll get out to 1200 meters. Okay. Okay, what do we say, 1200? So somewhere there. Okay, so that's what that square looks like on a map, as close as can be, with a perimeter of 1,000 meters and an area of 62.6 thousand meters squared. It's not a kilometer squared, not even close to a kilometer squared, but that's how big it appears on a map. And if the children walked out here, we don't know how far they walked. And that grid square is like the latest on that hand-drawn map. And I don't know if there was other maps after where they did more drone searching out the pipeline. They possibly did. But it just gives an idea of an area that they did search. Okay, we'll have a little look in, a flyover of the pipeline in that direction, just to see is there anything else of note that would be dangerous to a child. Okay. Okay, so we're still looking at this area from the Lansdowne Road and the intersection with the pipeline trail, coming down here to this V section where that blue square is right here, where there was a concentrated grid search. And I'm looking to see is there any other hazards in this area. And we can see in close proximity, this is Jenny Lake. And we have Round Lake here. Okay, there is other areas in here. They're not on a base map. But the likes of there, that's another small wet area. And you can see there's even trees lying down in it. So this area has numerous wet patches. Just go out here, turn around and look in from Lansdowne Road along that trail. And it is hilly. Very hilly. This is the grid. That big blue square is right here in front of us. And it's not very far at all from that lake. There's a well-beaten track. Vehicles drive to that lake. There's definite vehicle tracks. It's well used for whatever reason. Maybe it's popular for fishing. But back to the trail. This other lake down here, Round Lake. No driven trail into it. But there probably is walking trail there through the trees. Like there's a trailhead, so most likely that's a way into it as well, along a stream. Children do tend to follow streams. But it's a big area. This is a big area in here. To the next road. It's huge. It goes down as far as Newton Mills, Pembroke, before you find villages and stuff. But anyway, we can only hope for the best for these children. And hope at some stage the children that used to live here can be found. I'll keep that hope for them. Anyway, take care and good luck.